Let's do a quick analysis um, on Bitcoin. As you can see, generally the market is quite slow. Only the metaverse and NFT coins seem to be moving. But now I just want to have a look at Bitcoin and see why I would be considering a buy. So you can see the Bitcoin dominance. So if I open Bitcoin, so I like looking at monthly. Yeah, it's on an up trend, so the significant area here to take note of is around here. It's this region, so I like marking it. So that's my monthly significant um, order block that was responsible for the recent uptrend, which was getting to 69,000. So for that reason, that's a significant point I would like to mark, and just quickly do some labeling here for my references. Okay, so as you can see, so that's an interesting area should in future price come down to that. Here we don't see any significant a break of structure, so I always like stretching my Fibonacci to see from where it started to up to the highest, from the low to the highest, where is the price, so on monthly it's still premium, but I'm not gonna be doing much analysis there. So then we go to weekly. You see the region I marked on the monthly, it's actually coincides with an interesting area on the weekly chart. This is where, as you can see, from around July 2021, this is where the market reversed, from this order block, and it has been trading upward. So here you can see some significant break of market structure. You can see this was a lower high which was broken here as we went higher, then we formed a high, then a higher low. Oh, and then now we have another break of market structure. So let me move these here. Actually, I can add another one. Let me add this zone. This is a significant zone because it was responsible for the previous downtrend we saw. So if I go to weekly, it's bullish now again, and this becomes an interesting zone. So I would also like to mark these. These are a bullish breaker, because when the price came to this zone, it was supposed to drop if there was still enough selling orders, but the price broke through, and the price might be coming down to retest that. So let me mark these. So that one, I call it a breaker, but it's a bullish breaker because it's supporting higher prices. So I remove that, and then it's indeed bullish. And then to make sure that I recognize, uptrend is green, downtrend is red, so I leave it like that. Okay, then I want that to be visible. Okay, yeah, it's fine. I can change its visibility. I want it to be visible, obviously, from weekly down, weekly, daily, hours, and minutes. Okay, so that's very interesting. So that might be an area we want to monitor where the price is going. Okay, so that's interesting. So I should be getting excited. The market is going to my zone. Okay, when you go to the daily, so you can see oh yeah, I have put the Fibonacci from the lowest to the highest we are at now, but I should be moving these to this range from here to the top, because this range was broken. No, it hasn't been broken, because no candle closed above the highest we went to, so it's still the weekly range still runs from 39,600 all the way to 6,900. When you go to daily, as you notice, like as you get to lower time frame, it becomes messy. Okay, so you can see we having the price moved from the region I have highlighted here, daily bullish order block, so this is the lowest, so this is the lowest, the lowest price we saw. So I can say lowest low range. So if the price breaks below that, we can say now we maybe start looking at selling. But until the price gets here to this area, I'm gonna put an alert so that I can get alerted when the price drops this far, because that will be like a good point for me to consider taking a buy. Okay, so right now, as you can see, the price is indeed within the discount region of the daily time frame, which is good for buying, so this is at a very interesting area, but we want to make sure that we don't break the structure too much. Okay, so for now I'm expecting, because the price has come that far down, we might get a reaction actually within this area where we are. If I look here, so actually I should monitor around here, and then we see, so what I do is, once, let's say, like the price is within this region, I start paying attention to the volume bars to see whether we're getting an increased a spike in volume. So far looks like that. Then I go to a lower time frame. You see we had a reaction, when the price, but it went up then came down. If I look here, it might be too far, so I keep monitoring here to see when are we gonna get a change in direction. So the lowest point we have seen, it's this far. So how this candle closes, the one that closing in the next 4 minutes, is very important. But if I go to a lower time frame, you can see already we're getting some bullish reaction, but the reaction to me is not as exciting. This wasn't too bad. Okay, but I would expect more force when it comes to this reaction. Okay, so I'll monitor here, but considering there is so many people who are able to buy from this region, I'm expecting there is liquidity here. There is some stop losses that were left there. So one thing that might happen here is we might see this order block getting violated, and maybe we see a reaction at around, within this bigger order block here. So that's what I'm expecting, because unless they respect these order block here, then you might see the price going lower. But I'm not sure whether it will gonna be broken, but so far I don't see enough bullish momentum for it to reverse here. There is some reaction, but it's not as significant. Okay, this is quite interesting. Okay, so we just wait and see, but I wouldn't enter yet until I see a break of structure forming higher highs and higher lows within the lower time frame. So far, as you can see, we have been just going down until now. Okay, so if we can close above this area on a 1 minute time frame, that's a significant move that could imply that we actually might, and you can see the spike was there, we might actually be ready to go as I'm making this video. But at least I would want to see a candle closing above here. Ideally I would want it to move up, come down, and respect these 1 minute order block here, that one. Okay, let me mark it 1 minute. I don't think I have I do have 1 minute. Okay, so if it can respect that or retest that zone, then it will be like a good buy. So I think all what you can do now is just wait. Okay, because what we're expecting to see happening is, like, now this should be like the low we have formed. We have broken a structure here, so this should be a low here. If I was to mark this, that's a low. Okay, then this one here, the one marked by William Pivot, that was a lower high because the market has been going down. But as you can see, let me move it a little bit up. As you can see, we have managed to close above it. So this is a break of market structure on the 1 minute. So that's 1 minute bullish a break of structure. So now so far we have first thing, the price stopped going lower than this point. Okay, we see a spike in volume, it has closed above, so we have formed a high here. Okay, higher high. So as you can see, when you have a higher high, what do? You wait for the market to go down like it has done. You see it went up, came down. I would have wanted it to come lower here. Then we form the best scenario would be, now we have this low. Okay, we formed a higher high, then we form a higher low like what we have just formed there, then we form another higher high, and breaking structure. Then this is the time I would consider now entering on that position. Okay, because that's a clear let me maybe make this. Okay, because that's a clear indication now that we have started an up trade. So what do you expect from here? You have formed a low, a higher high, a higher low. Let me mark this for visualizing. Higher low. At a higher low, you buy. Okay, but because we are confirming change of trade in direction, I would want this point to be broken. I would want this region here. Preferably I would want another candle to close above that region. So it's still gonna go here. 1 minute. Yeah, if we close above number one position, yeah, you wait for the retracement, then you can safely enter the trade. And it's a confirmed trade because you have seen a low, a higher high, a higher low, and another higher high. As long as we don't close below this should now be our lowest point so far. If we respect that low, and then we respect the higher low, then that's a clear indication that you're on an uptrend. Okay, so let's monitor how the market behaves. So far looking good. The Bitcoin price might go bullish from this point on, but we need to get the confirmation. So you can see here from the weekly, I forgot to mention that you can see within these bullish breaker, there is an imbalance here. The price was only bought, there was no sellers within this section from this week to this one. So when I see that, I see another reason why the price might want to come to this region. So I like marking it. So that region there, I call that an imbalance or fair value gap. Okay, And often you notice that every price point you take, there is buying and selling. At least one price point, has to be bought and sold. That's why sometimes just seeing a week is good enough. So I'm expecting maybe gonna have a week coming into this, so that is a gap that we can see the price using it to bounce off and continue the up trade. Okay, so that's why it's important to mark that. And now when I go to the daily chart, you can see where the gap is. And this is interesting because there was a lot of buys here, so the market might drop further down into this gap before continuing on the uptrend. So we might actually see Bitcoin value dropping this far up to $57,000, but we'll see. So we have three potential areas where the price might bounce up again. So it's just a matter of keeping an eye and seeing what's happening. So far the first region, the 4-hour region, that order block has been violated. So you can see the price is moving down, but we'll only make that conclusion once the 2 hours are done. So now we are into this block here, the daily bullish order block. So this is an interesting one, because if this is broken, then we might be going for that fair value gap that we saw, or the imbalance.